This comment is so funny because I said how important Earth is to the rest of the galaxies and how what happens here really matters to the other civilizations. And this person's like, how? I would think we were like so not important. Yeah, it's important because they created us. Like we are products of all this other galaxies and other dimensions around us. We are babies. We're their baby. They're watching us. That's why we're so important and that's why they're here to help us. The issue is that we have free will and so they can't impose without our permission. Of course, negative entities knew this, and I believe negative entities mostly came from the Orions. I think. I'm so sorry if I mistaken, but I think it's the Orion galaxies, came and kind of took over because they knew that we had free will. But they were able to ask our permission on stuff by just throwing it in our faces. And then like once we accept it, once our consciousness accepts something like that's being thrown right in our face, we've accepted it as our reality. So they were able to manipulate it to their favor. But the positive entities have like tried but like didn't really know how to do it without imposing and kind of just let us have this free will for so long. And so we've been in this disintegration process for 13,000 years, and because we have free will, even though they have tried, we haven't been successful because our selfishness, our ego, our greediness gets in the way, and it has destroyed us time and time and time and time again. The problem is that what happens here affects the other planets because they're waiting on us to see what happens so that they can all move on. Okay, we're like a show for them. They're waiting. They're like, how much longer is it gonna take for them to realize what the fuck is happening? Because we have been waiting a very long time for these people to just wake up. So what they've done is like every time civilization gets ruined, it's like a loop. It goes down, down, down. Now it starts over, but it doesn't have to start completely over 100%. There are clues left behind for us to figure everything out. So when we start over again, we find these clues and we start remembering our past, which is what's happening now. Now the difference is that this time we have gotten past the last time and they have come down, which is why there's the 3 waves of volunteers and so many indigo children, star seeds, wanderer, light workers here to help the collective. That's why a lot of higher dimensional beings from other dimensions decided to come here to help us because they're like, okay, we're tired of waiting because clearly we created these humans and they are not using their brain very well. So they came and now we are all helping each other, the collective consciousness, to all ascend, okay, so that we can move on with our journey because it's been way too long. It has been way too long that we've been doing this. So yeah, what happens here affects, and I think it affects Venus and Mars especially. They're very close to us. There is life on those planets, so what happens here affects them. And honestly, I think it affects them because I think we have other versions of ourselves living on those planets, and it can affect everything. Like we're all one.